Hello everyone, it's Mystic Juicer here. I'm joined on the cast by FraaOrolo.
Hello.
And we are casting a double-blind, round-robin, money match tournament organized by Bob Numbers, Bob199. And we have CloudCuckooCountry versus Bob199, Satsuki versus Zane. So we just saw this very recently. Zero hand management. Nice. Yeah. Okay, so we recently saw this match be played, CPAT versus Raziek in International Yomi League Season 3 West Realm Finals. I think sort of top player consensus is that it is like 5.5 advantage Satsuki, although there's still considerable quibbling going on in both directions.
I think a lot of people argue that it's Zane advantage because Zane does I was about to call it degramage, but Zane does gorilla damage. Yeah. Except Setsuki has a lot of really safe buttons in this matchup.
Yeah. Because
Zane has such slow attacks compared to Setsuki.
Yeah.
She can just put so many attacks out there that Zane has to play a block dodge range and periodically mix in throws when he thinks he can undercut Setsuki's throws.
As an interesting place to Joker. I'm wondering if that's just a signal of really bad hand. Ooh, does get the dodge off. That's nice.
I do think Jokers are really awkward in Setsuki's hand all the time because you have a Joker sitting there and you're like, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah, how do I get rid of this
I'd like to dump my hand, but it's so obvious if I dump my hand and leave one card in it, it's like, that was probably, if it's not a 7 that then gets used as the 7 ability, you're like, I bet Setsuki had a Joker in her hand. And then you win combat and she immediately face down, so you're like, oh, that's the Joker.
Yeah, I'm just wondering like why, especially if it's very early game, why you wouldn't use that as cover to throw a little more, even if it leaves you in kind of an awkward place. You have that sort of ripcord of, well, I can always Joker, draw a few cards, or if it's ignored, then I'm on fewer cards, so I can just dump my hand faster next turn.
Personally, against Zane, I'm not a fan of Jokering against his dodges because he's probably just dodging into a king or... That was very good for Bob.
Yeah,
that he had
huge
Joker.
Blue burst. Like
Jokering combos that start with Qs and end with aces from Setsuki is always good.
It's the best feeling.
You're like, okay, I'll take my 1 damage.
Yep. Sort of brush your jacket, like... Oh, I got coffee on my shirt. Okay, Cloud still being aggressive. Opening with a lot of normals. I think that was kind of a call on... I've got kind of 4 cards in hand, so I expect to be thrown on this turn. Okay, leaves him with 1 card or 2 cards in hand.
At the very least, it means this turn he's guaranteed to be able to dump 100%.
Yeah, unless he catches a throw with an attack or with a normal attack. Sets bunker.
Okay, let me correct that statement. If he wants to dump, he can dump 100%.
Right, yes. True statement.
He can play an option that allows him to dump.
Okay, he gets
out.
That
option allows him to dump.
Yeah, and more importantly, it gets him around eating that gorilla damage.
So what's the last
thinking
card
about whether he wants to pump with it.
Is it a Joker, or is it...
An ace, maybe?
Else? It could be an ace, it could be a king. Keeping kings around is often a good thing.
True.
But it could also be a 7.
Oh yeah, that's right, we haven't gotten to that.
I think the only cards that I've experienced other people keeping around like that, and personally me keeping around when I've played some Setsuki, is I'll keep kings around, I'll keep aces around, I'll keep jokers around. Maybe in this matchup you want to keep Qs around too, but the only thing you need Qs for is when you're losing combat, and maybe keep how much you're planning to lose combat to a minimum.
Yeah, maybe just be right more often. I mean, easy game, right?
Every matchup is 10-0 your favorite if you win combat every turn.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we've got some possible lag out from Bob here. Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
He's just thinking very hard.
Yeah. He's furiously... He's got his... Oh, okay. So it was a 7. So there was no thinking. So probably ace, ace, queen. Yeah. And then he can choose to draw into the throw that will make that mix-up real. It's also possible he would want to dodge in this position. Oh, interesting. Okay, blocking on Speed of the Fox turn. That standing 9 from Bob.
Have a dodge, or didn't have a throw in his hand and couldn't dump off of something else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gets his follow-up dodge thrown. Probably a fairly good sign if Setsuki is blocking on Speed of the Fox, that she really doesn't have anything and you should be aggressive as Zane. So good sense of timing there. Goes in for 22 damage and knockdown. He does still have to contend with the fact that Cloud has known queen and 2 aces in hand. King here? No? Okay. Ooh. So Cloud...
CCC thought his threatening hand would force Bob to dodge and decided to call it with the wake-up throw.
Yeah. Bob, having none of that, decides just to deal a bunch of damage instead. Oh god, so much damage.
That hurts.
Yeah, that super hurts. Cloud's got to make he's got to make some magic happen here.
Not that it would have won there, but I think I would have blocked instead of throwing to call the dodge and just stood up and then carried on.
Ooh, okay. Goes down to 2 on this.
So that was a good block from CCC because it was the only thing in his hand that was going to win combat there.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's in the situation of has to be right every turn.
Yep.
Also, probably can't dump his hand.
We've seen how that works out against a player like Bob, counting on just being correct. Now he doesn't have to dump off of this. He always has the option of something into AA, and then if that leaves him in a position where he can dump off that hand, then you're right as rain. You've just dealt a whole bunch of damage.
Does he have a king? If he has a king, this is pretty good, because he could throw the king linker in here, pump it a couple times, and then end it AA.
Oh, there we go.
He does.
Okay, yeah, chooses to pump that instead. Sacrificing some of the damage of the jack, but...
Had
Ooh.
2. So now he's down to a queen and a mystery card. But he got really solid damage in.
Hoping that mystery card is a joker for his sake. Or a 10, if he expects a king from Bob. Bob has played 2 kings so far.
The 10 doesn't do anything here. He doesn't have enough cards to play a combat card and discard for the...
Okay, lucky for him, he
wins combat with the queen.
He finds a dodge.
Ooh.
Drew another queen.
And Bob's probably over there kicking himself. He's like, I knew he had the queen in hand. If I just anticipated the queen, it would have just checkmated his hand. He only had queens and an ace in hand.
Yep. Hindsight is 20/20, especially when you're wearing goggles. So definitely in a better position than he was last turn. Or a couple of turns ago is CloudCuckooCountry. 19 damage is definitely doable. He has to have the right cards to do it this turn.
Especially because there's a decent chance he doesn't have another K or another J in hand, and that makes doing that much damage kind of hard. Especially looking at his discard, how many just normals are in it. His hand is probably largely throws.
Ooh, gets around. Minimal anarchy. Very nice. It's gonna be
That was a pretty good button from Bob here.
Oh, okay. Combo into 2.
2-3.
Right. Just to get the cards out of his hand. Oh. Actually, Satsuki in a position where she may be running low on dodges. That's 4 2s.
Dumps as opposed to
3 3s, 4 4s, 3 5s. So she's actually only got 2 dodges left in deck that aren't on 10s.
But she does have tens in hand right now, so that's good. Ooh, snags him with the throw.
Very nice. Gets him. Nicely done. Fighting all the way back from 2 hit points. Good stuff, Cloud.
Shows Bob that,
Ouch.
Setsuki has...
Oh, I've got a problem with the call. Here, I'm gonna hang up and call you back. Hey.
Hello?
Hey, sorry about that. I think there's some... I don't know if it's on my end or yours, but there's some connection issue.
It could very well be on my end. I do not have the best of internet.
Oh, okay. That's alright, we'll go with it. Okay, so we've got the silliest of mirrors.
Turn 1 5 throw versus minimal anarchy.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect
turn
illustration. 1, I guess. Perfect illustration of this mirror's incredible potency. So the name of the game here is Don't Get Knocked Down.
When knocked down. That's already 2 5 throws out of CCC, and both of them were ineffective.
Yep.
And here comes the knockdown.
Yep. It's all bad. Everything's terrible forever. Let's see what kind of damage gets piled on here. Okay, just goes into Jack. Okay, so is this a is this a force? Is he trying to push him into getting hit by this king? Okay, there we go.
CCC's like, I think it's going to just reverse. How about you get on the ground?
How about no? How about that, huh? Okay, so now he's got a chance to pile on the herd a little bit. So very likely that we'll be seeing a odd cross-up. Yep.
Just Bob, switch places again.
Yeah, exactly. Bob saying, no, please, I insist, you get on the ground. This is why this mirror is ridiculous. Okay, powering up for an ace.
It's always a good idea, Zane, to have 1 ace in hand in case Shenanigans flips the second one.
The only person who plays honest. Oh, man. So, Cloud in a bit of a pickle here. I hope he still has a king. No, but it doesn't matter because it turns out if the other person believes you have a king, it's just as good. Amazing. I love it. All right.
Didn't have a J. Shenanigans were in hand, but that seems pretty reasonable given that he still has 41 cards in his deck.
Mm-hmm. I don't need them. So he evens up the life totals. Hand sizes are still at 6, which is ridiculous. But here we go. What's next? Ooh, okay. Rare footage of a 5 being used as a dodge. Don't need those
I hope
extra
you didn't want
5s.
those useful throws.
Well, at this point, Cloud is out, right? He's got all of the 5. He's got 3 5s spent, so you can probably just spend 7s.
Well, now Bob's used 2 of his 5s and 1 of his 7s.
What is your hand even?
I mean, dodging is pretty hard on Zane in this matchup because you want to dodge into kings and jays, but in this matchup, there's the 5 clash. You just can't dodge into king in this matchup because it's one of your few buttons you can press to get off your back.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And the last 5.
Amazing. Truly the sport of kings.
There's the J. So, CCC's going back on his back.
Yeah. And with far fewer hit points than previous. So
10 life. This starts getting pretty sketchy because even if he gets off his back with a king, that's trading with like a 9
or a king. There we go. I thought we might see that appear. It's like, well, you're really tempted to king here, but.
So again, when one person falls on his back, then the next turn the other one falls on his back.
So I hope that Bob drew the 4th king.
He's only used two.
Okay.
So he still has 2 kings left in his deck.
Right,
he could definitely have a king right now.
Ooh, no. Instead, he takes impervious to presence. Uh-oh. This could be big damage here. 9 queen.
He has another ace in hand and the Q. This'll. Oh.
Oh. Aw, tease. Boo. Boo. Anti-air horns.
He still did do 28 damage.
I know, but I mean, come on. We all wanted it. Okay, so the question is, do you king here? Or do you dodge into king here?
Here you don't king. Bob's at 11 HP.
Oh yeah, true.
He needed to do 1 more damage in that last combo.
Oh! Finds it. Do we have a joker from Bob?
If he had a joker, he should have played the joker instead of the 9 throw.
That's it. That's all she wrote. 2-0 for Cloud. I hope we see a less silly match for our next one.
I hope they switch to a different mirror.
Well, what if...
I like that combo.
7 is pretty great. Alright, style points awarded.
It's almost as good as 2-3 throw.
Okay, so match point for Cloud here. Now,
so I'm hoping we switch to something silly like the BBB mirror because they both expect the other one to click on Troq.
Oh!
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, Bob just it's like Bob is like, oh god, you don't know, you have no idea, you know nothing, Cloud Snow. So we'll see if if he has discovered some secret technology that he can make use of.
Well, I mean, in the side statement, let's see how well CCC can play this matchup.
That's right. So
I try not to, put any players on a pedestal too much, but LK plays a much stronger Gloria than anyone else I've played in the matchup.
Marriage right off the bat. That's bold.
Very bold.
Very forthright. I suppose not completely unexpected because the typical... Like, if you want to get cards in hand against Onimaru, you kind of have to choose between block and normal attack. Ooh. So that...
so hot.
Yeah. Okay, throws into 6. There we go. Has the overdose. Oh yeah, he did power up last turn
He
for
powered
it.
up for it.
Good stuff.
With his 8s, which unfortunately for him, neither of those 8s was an 8 of hearts.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to be powering up his Gloria with a pair that includes 1 heart in it.
For sure. In an ideal world, if you can get that going. So it does return the ace. Okay, healing sphere. So it indicates that he is he's got a healthy hand of non-hearts, or he's desperately counting on the fact that it'll overdose into some. Oh!
Ooh.
Rare footage of Gloria Bunker. Do we have 5-6 Jack? Okay, just 5 Jack. That's still pretty sweet.
5 Jack, still very good when you have a healing sphere up.
Mm-hmm. And overdose. Well, bam.
Again, he was attacking with a non-heart, but that's reasonable. It's pretty early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You can only have so many hearts. Hopefully he can find his hearts that he can recur, and so he can hold on to his non-heart cards for healing with.
Although with healing sphere up, he's in a good position. If he can just find...
We already see the power of the healing sphere plus the normal attacks. He has 36 cards left in his deck compared to Bob has 35 to 43 in deck.
It's pretty significant. See him stretch this life lead. Okay, powering up a lot of really nice face cards, but more important that he keeps the sphere up, that he keeps cycling his deck, keeps looking for more stuff.
The face cards aren't actually super important in this matchup because Onimaru can beat them out with a queen, can beat them out with single ace, which, albeit single ace isn't the best thing because it doesn't give you the damage that you really want. It does give you the threat of future damage in the form of burst, because if later you hit with J-Pump while you have an attached ace, that's half of Gloria's life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very fair.
That's half of Gloria's life if she's at full HP.
Right. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
The nice thing
Gloria
about
normally
Onimaru...
has like 40. Gloria's normally like floating at like 40.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, there is that distributed super that Onimaru has, where the power of his aces just flows into the rest of his face cards. I'm surprised. Now he has blocked a little bit, but I'm surprised we're not seeing more blodge out of Bob. It's such an effective range against Gloria. I mean, more effective. more effective from a grappler, of course, because you don't have to contest throws at any time. You just win throw clashes always. But unfortunately, at this point, it's very much too late.
I think at this point it's basically just over because 2 overdoses and Bob's dead.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised we saw a non-block come out of Cloud there.
I believe Bob was too. I was more surprised that we saw something that wasn't going to just kill him immediately that turn. But I mean, it's still checkmate regardless.
Oh. Bob just disconnect, or... Oh, no. Oh.
He said GG's and left, it would appear.
Alright.
PCC is going to murder the Yomi bot now.
Alright, finish him.
That was a very convincing set for CCC.
Yeah, for sure.
There's the rude gold burst checkmate.
Versus Yomi bot. And overdose for the win. Good stuff. Alright, let's see what the last match is.